I'd like to just ask our wonderful Mayor, Marty Walsh, if he would say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vivian, and thank you for everyone that's here. I want to thank Vicki, Dr. Young. I want to thank everyone at the Farmers Market, Mattapan Square Farmers Market, for your great work, what you do. I want to thank the young people that are here. We should give them a round of applause because they're the future of our city. But they're also the future of the neighborhoods, and thank you for being here. I want to thank City Councilor Anissa Asabi George, who's here with us, who's a huge supporter of farmers markets and the neighborhoods. I want to thank State Representative Russell Holmes, who's with us. Your state representative is with us today, another strong supporter of the farmers market. I want to thank the Dorch Street Eagle cheerleaders that are with us today. Thank you, Eagle cheerleaders, for being here. We're also joined by Felix Arroyo, Chief of Health and Human Services, and the food projects. And thank everyone for being here today. The only thing I really have to say to you is that the Healthy Initiative Program, we have the SNAP benefits used to be the bounty bucks on all of our produce, so we want people to know that. I also want to thank all of the different farms that are here today for being here to provide good, healthy food for the neighborhoods, and thank you for being part of this. As we go around the city of Boston, we're seeing more and more farmers markets, and it's great, more and more people coming out to them to really get a chance to explain where the food comes from, especially the young ones, where the food comes from, how you get it here. So thank you for being here today. I'm just going to say one more thing, then I'm going to turn the microphone over because you didn't come to hear me speak or give a speech. In the budget, we just did our budget. The State House did their budget last night. They finished it. They're working on, getting all the information out to everyone. But in the city, we did our budget last week as well. We finished it last Wednesday. And for the neighborhood, for this immediate neighborhood, we put nearly $3 million in for Gallivan Community Center. $2 million for the Mattapan Community Center. $1.2 million, that's for Mattapan Early Elementary. That's for the transformation of the old Mattapan into an early education center for our kids. $3.7 million for Harambe Park renovation. That's the beginning of a longer renovation. And also $5 million for Franklin Park Pathways. And when we get the bill through the legislature on the Winthrop Square garage, when that building sells, we're going to make a $28 million investment in Franklin Park itself, which is great. And there's going to be other investments off of that money as well. So I just want to thank the elected officials because without the help of all the elected officials, Russell at the State House, who does some incredible things, Ayanna Presley was with us today, Anissa Asabi George. In our budget for our schools, there's money for homelessness for our kids. Anissa pushed it. There's money in our budget for mental health counseling in our police department. Council Presley pushed it, along with Anissa and other things. We have some great programs in our budget. We had a meeting last night in the neighborhood about the uptick, and we've had a little uptick in violence in the city of Boston over the last 10 days. The response has been what these ladies have done through the budget, working to get money into trauma, working to get money into the police department, working to get more money into BCYF. We have more programs now for our kids. We've changed the hours to keep our programs open at night. Working to make sure we expanded summer jobs. This budget we did expanded summer jobs. So we're doing a lot of work, and I want to thank these two ladies for their great work. I want to thank this guy right here for his great work, because we're a team. We might disagree on certain things once in a while, but it doesn't, when it comes down to the neighborhood, when it comes down to Mattapan, we're on the same page every single day. So thank you all for being here today. To the young people, thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. So we'd like our State Representative Russell Holmes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Russell Holmes. I have the pleasure of representing part of Mattapan, but I grew up on that street. That street is Rockdale. That is actually the street I grew up on. And it's always just good to be here to be able to deliver also, as the mayor was saying, some things right into the neighborhood. So I just want to remind you of just a couple of things that we're working on here as well. We've just started the final rollout of the new commuter rail station that's coming in right down the street. That commuter rail station would obviously serve the business district here and what I call Lower Mattapan, because Brockton Street, Rockdale, all of us have been so long waiting for a direct ride downtown. We are still fighting to make sure we get some of the Cody Ford money in, to make sure that we can redevelop the Cody Ford site. I know we've been talking about that for 35 years, but it actually is going to actually happen now. And then the TOD site, the transit-oriented development site here at Mattapan Square Station. So the state as well is working with the city and the feds to make sure we deliver things as well. So I will say congratulations again to all the people that's made this happen today. I want to give out a shout out to the Urban Farming Institute because they're coming in on Norfolk Street. Let's support them. And also, I just want to give a shout out to all the folks who worked on the Neponset Trail. We finally gotten that open, and so we're, of course, that's part of the whole shout today. So part of that shout is to go out and make sure people get their bikes fixed today, because we have our bikes. Anyone who needs their bikes repaired, please go and do that and take from here right onto the trail. So thanks again for coming, everyone, and I might give a shout out to Anissa. Come on over, Anissa. Who's next? All right, Anissa Sabi George, come on up. We are a partner.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say I've gone to a number of farmers markets across the city, and coming in with the music, like it's like a shopping party here early in the morning on a Saturday. It's a great way to spend a day, and I'm so happy to spend this morning with you and kick it off with some fresh fruit and vegetables, and all of you great people that are here putting this together, not just today for opening day, but week after week after week. I hope you all come back, and I hope the music's here, because this is good stuff. It's great stuff. So have a great day, have a great summer, and I get to introduce, I guess, my great colleague and good friend, Councilor Ayanna Presley.
Too much power happening in Mattapan. Okay, well, good morning, everyone, and you know, first I want to say shout out to HCC. You know, you are incredible ambassadors for health and wellness, and that's what it's all about, empowering one another with education. Each one, teach one. This is how we improve our health outcomes and address those disparities. So I want to say shout out to HCC. And I just, you know, honestly, I love Mattapan. I love the intergenerational diversity and activism, the racial and cultural diversity. I know two things, that peace is possible when you work for it, and community is possible when you build it. And the work of this farmers market and Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition achieves all of those things. So just thank you all for being an inspiring example of what is possible when we work together, when we're vigilant. And this is a sustainable movement. So often we start things, but we struggle to sustain them. And this movement has only been sustained and continued to grow. So congratulations, everyone, and looking forward to spending some money up in this market, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we wanted to ask Isaiah Exume, who is one of our Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition Vigorous Youth, to come up and just say a few words. We are so proud of him and all of the young people who work to make our community great.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isaiah Exume, and I've been in Mattapan Food and Fitness for 3 years now. And being in this community has really impacted me, socially wise. And I'm overall a shy person, and I don't like meeting like people without like actually introducing me to them. And joining this community, I've been able to meet a bunch of new people throughout my experience, and it led me like to being more as a outspoken person, and that actually affected me like deeply, because as I said, I wouldn't really normally talk to people like that. And now during school, I'm able to like be out there, do everything that I can, and I'm more like talking to my teachers a lot more, getting my like education going, stuff like that. Yeah. So what I'd like to say is that being part of Mattapan Food and Fitness is just like a wonderful time. You get to help out with the garden, do everything you can, help out Mattapan as a community, because some people who aren't in Mattapan think of it as like a bad area or whatsoever. But normally, yeah, but more like it's actually a nice place to be overall. It's not as bad as other people think it is. So yeah, I'd like to thank Mayor Marty Walsh for being here, for joining us today, and
Thank you, Isaiah. So, you know, we're so proud of him and all of the Vigorous Youth. If you're a Vigorous Youth here or have ever been a Vigorous Youth, can you raise your hand?
All right.
So I wanted to ask Pastor Hamasil from Voice of the Gospel Church to also say a few words, and then we'll end with another wonderful youth group that is here today, our cheerleaders from Dorchester and the Dorchester Eagles cheerleaders. But Pastor Hamasil, who has been our supporter from the very beginning, has connected us both with the Haitian community, the non-Haitian community in the U.S., and our brothers and sisters across the ocean. So for that, helping to make us more of an international group in our perspective, we thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bishop Nicholas Omisela, a senior pastor of Voice of Gospel Tabernacle Church, right there at Edgewater Drive. I am proud to be a part of the Farmers Market, and especially to work together with Vivian. Whether you see me up front or sometime I work behind the curtain, but I feel good to support this great movement. And my church is available to Vivian to use whatever the equipment we had. She could use like chairs, like we're doing today, to support the community. And I thank Mayor Matty Walsh, who is a part of helping us to hire a large young people every summer. My church, it's one of the great employers who got a bunch of young people every summer to work as employee. And we thank you. Anything good for Mattapan community, we want to be a part of it. Thank you. God bless you.
So Chief Arroyo, I see you out there shopping. We're so glad to have you shop. But could you come say a word? Come say a word. And then go back and do some more shopping.
I just want to, my name is Felix Arroyo. I have the honor of being the Chief of Health and Human Services here in the city of Boston under Mayor Walsh. And I just want to say to all of you, those of you who live in Mattapan and those of you who don't, at this point I know I'm talking to the choir about how awesome this farmers market is and how awesome the idea of farmers market is. What I do want everyone here to do is to go back and tell people about this place. Go back and tell folks that it exists. Go back and tell folks that you can come here and you can get fresh vegetables. You can get good food at very reasonable prices. That if your income is one of which you qualify for WIC, you're welcome here because you can spend that money here, which is much better than spending that money in some of the other places where we would go to feed our children. So that's the one ask I have. If you're here and you can hear my voice, that means you already made it here. Don't make this the best kept secret in Mattapan. Right? This is one of those things that if you keep it the best kept secret in Mattapan, this secret will expire. That's right. Right? And we want this to grow, we want this to be huge, and we want other neighborhoods across the city, particularly neighborhoods where people who live there that look like you and me, have access to things like this. And the way we do that is by spreading the word. So please tell yourself that today you're going to talk to somebody else about coming here next weekend. Deal? Deal. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. And just so you know the names of our farmers, we have, as was mentioned, the Urban Farming Institute, who's been with us for many years. Miss Siona Ngufar, who we thank her so much. She's been with us for so many years. Naomi Brito. In the next tent, we want to thank Naomi for being here. And then next week, Be Good will be joining us. And for our Mattapan's farm stand, Brookwood Community Farm, who has been with us since we began 11 years ago, provides the produce for that. So we want to thank the farmers, our WIC participants, our face painter who's doing a beautiful job over there, DJ Firestarter, there he is. And then again, all of you who are here. So we're going to close out with another outstanding youth group from the Dorchester community, the Dorchester Eagles.
We are the Eagles, ready? We are the Eagles, and we
Thank you all for being here. Please enjoy yourselves. Thank you all the members of Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition, including our Healthy Community Champions. Have a good day.